All right, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday show. We're talking about Loch Ness. I'm your host, Gypsy Road. We got Dr. Wu on the bottom, and we got a surprise guest, Bigfoot Anomius. He actually heard we're talking about Loch Ness. He's like, dude, I got some stuff I want to say about Loch Ness. And I said, why not? Jump on. I don't care. Hey, I love when people just talk because, hey, we don't know everything. But for fun, once in a while, Bob, I gather like all the fun little emails or the fun little
clips,
hate tweets and all that. Some of the stuff is just fun. So why people come in, and we'll get to the Loch Ness. Let people come in. I mean, some of these tweets are just fun. They're awesome.
I mean, the post like on the show.
We did a show Monday about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
you guys, and this was on Reddit when I posted Bigfoot on Reddit. You guys don't know shit about Bigfoot. I can stick a Bigfoot bone up your ass and you won't even realize it's Bigfoot. And I'm sitting there like thinking, wow, dude, if you don't believe in Bigfoot, then what the hell are you doing on a Reddit page about Bigfoot?
Oh, it's Reddit. Okay, dude, it's Reddit.
I know. But I gather these chats from everywhere. I just take the best ones. And it's just funny because when you're thinking about it, we're just having a discussion about Bigfoot because technically nobody's an expert because we are all experts. We will all have a Bigfoot chained up in our backyard as a pet.
Yeah, right.
Since
like the person knows. Come on.
But some of us have found Bigfoot bones before.
That's what I mean.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We talk about evidence, we talk about proof, but until we actually catch one in our backyard, I mean, we're not that much of an expert catching it. But like I said, it'd be like, listen. It'd be like, I'm a round earther. Nothing wrong with that. It'd be like me going on a flat earth Reddit and say, hey, guys, the earth is shaped as a potato. It's round. I mean, what am I doing there?
I'm not a large piece of shit.
It is. But Bob, here's one about you. Robert Wood has never been to the fucking UK. He doesn't know what it is. It's all green screen and it's all fake. So who the hell does he think he is? Now I'm going to show. Hold on a second. Now, I showed that what the fuck news because you were dancing at a graveyard. If you think Bob never been in the UK, then check out that footage, pause it, and try to find that graveyard in the United States if Bob was not in the UK.
They don't watch my videos because I've got tons of videos of me in the UK. I've got tons of videos of it. They're just not watching my stuff. That's all.
I know. It's just funny because I'm like, I said it back. Well, does it even matter where Bob is? I mean, this information doesn't change because he's in the UK, he's in California, he's in Washington. I mean, what's it matter? If say you were lying, but you're really not in California, you're not in Washington.
The hell of a stage I put up.
What does that matter?
That means they put a lot of money into stage backgrounds. What the fuck? I even got footage. I even got films of the Paris Underground. I'm in there fucking around with all the skeletons. I mean, did I have a set for that? What the hell? That don't matter to me. It's like, seriously, people that know I'm there, they've saw me there in my videos. They're like, oh, yeah, there it is. They know the location. People in Britain I've met with the Mandela Effect community. I've met people. So, like, what did I just fake it? Did I green screen them in on a picture? Oh God. Nah, it's fake. I know where they come from. They come from that little guy's channel. So who cares?
I know. And then the little guy. You guys don't believe in no Mandela effects? It's such a false name anyway. You guys are a bunch of poser fakes. I'm like, well, first of all, listen, nobody's ever said every Mandela effect is real. Okay?
Yeah, I'm the first one to say that.
Now, and if you want a technical explanation, all a Mandela effect is if there's something that you think is changed and you don't have an answer for it. You don't have an answer why it changed or not. That's like a paranormal. It's like
yeah.
You think you might saw a ghost? You say, hey, that might be paranormal. That I might have. Mandela effect is just a name for something that you don't have an answer for what you think it used to be. That's all it is. It's not about believing in all of it or not. It's about just having a conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation. It's discrepancy. Fuck them. They're idiots. It's like getting mad at a retarded child, right?
I know.
It's like how can you get mad at a retard? You can't. Right?
I love this one. Bob on his channel pretends he's always drunk. He's not drunk. He knows what he's doing. He's probably drinking water.
Okay, well that's actually a good thing. I mean, okay, I'll take that one as a solid. Yeah. In fact, let me go ahead and let me just fake it right now. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh god damn, here's another fake right now.
Oh,
it's a can of water. Yeah.
Why do you guys keep talking about stuff that nobody wants to hear? You should be talking about the pandemic. Well,
Why?
dude, if all we do is talk about the pandemic, all we're going to be is depressed. Dude,
Why would I
channel,
talk about that?
channel's about escaping reality and just having fun. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not about talking about should you wear a mask or should you not wear a mask and making fun of people. It's about having fun here.
Yeah.
We're not a political channel. This is not that channel.
What do you think of that one? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's risky territory to even be talking about any of that on many grounds. You don't want to be talking about it and giving your energy and vibrations to it, but also you don't want to get shadow banned. I've experienced that on Instagram and TikTok. You know, I've spoke out against things, and I've seen a decrease in like hits and the web and how far it goes. It's really sad, and they're really
nailed it,
constricting the heck out of our freedoms recently, and it's driving me crazy. And I have to really pick and choose my words. That's why I'm putting mine into print. So there
you go.
Fahrenheit 451 can come. But if whatever pops into my head, I try to put it into ideas and action. I'm past arguing online with people.
No, I love it. And then you get people like, this is nothing new to our community. Lies from the government. They have taken out rogue. BF. Okay. Hey, that's why we talk about it. And then somebody wrote here, emojis are evil. They are singles bought owned by the Middle East. I am not even joking. Even the word was bought in 2008 by the same group. All emojis are the 120.
Okay, they're onto something. I like that. I fear it, but they're onto something. That's interesting.
And then
it's a deliberate dumbing down of the flat surface, the globe, the fucking cube, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Yeah, the emojis.
Communication. We can't even communicate anymore. Like it's went so far in the last 5 years to messaging, and now physical communication has went to like hand gestures because we can't even,
emojis showed up in the Bible. So a lot of people in the community are like, hey, there's emojis in the Bible. I myself found them. Like, well, they're right freaking here now. So
let me answer this question. Scott wrote, since when does Gypsy Road care what anybody thinks? I don't care. This is just fun discussing. I love reading people's
wait a minute. Hold on, Eric. Hold on. On the same side, I forgot about this, guys. This is fucking hilarious. Okay. On the same subject of emojis, they are making. Now, I was doing research into the emojis showing in the Bible, trying to debunk the Mandela effect portion of it, but I can't. I'm going to say right now, I can't understand why there's emojis in the Bible, but they are there. Did you know that they're making a Bible, a Bible of just emojis? The whole thing is emojis.
Yeah.
So
I believe that.
This is a joke. This is crazy.
Bob,
the whole damn thing is emojis.
Bob, they made a book on Klingon in a language from Star Trek.
That's cool.
There's a book, a language about you can learn the Klingon language. It's actually a book on how to speak Klingon. So what you're saying, I believe it 100%. And there's people out there that know how to speak Klingon.
It's for millennials. It's described a Bible for millennials. I mean, if you're a Christian, that's up to you. I'm not. But if you're a Christian and it's for millennials, it's a book on just straight emojis. I was like, oh, how do you? I can't read it. I can't. I actually want to, Eric. We need to find this book and just have a sample on the show.
That's awesome.
I might have to buy it just to sample it. I don't know, or look online for the Bible emoji book.
I'll try to find it by maybe by Friday's show. I'll try to find it.
We got to see this. This is gonna be crazy.
The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
And then somebody really wanted to correct us on King Kong. The old movie, he was called Kong. The natives are the island that sacrificed women to him, designated him their king, but no one ever said king. Kong in the movie. Only Kong. Okay.
Nah, King Kong. I remember King Kong.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Well, Bigfoot Anonymous. He's our resident expert at anything comic, anything old, anything. What do you think, dude? Is it King Kong or Kong? What do you think?
I think the guy's right, with the actual wording, but to actually break it down to King Kong, why not break it down to like where the rest of his family is? I think it's he's just running in place and chasing his tail about that stuff. But fair enough. I like being corrected as long as the information's right. Yeah. But we're gonna keep calling him King Kong because he's the king to us, man.
He's the king to us. There you go. I like that. I like your
answer. I have that DVD over here too.
So
here's two different tweets about our alien hand syndrome one. First, one guy says from Alien Wizard 369 commented, "This is great. I love it." Well, thank you very much.
It says King Kong on the front. I'm not sure if this is the exact one.
Cool.
This is from, I think 1953.
So, dude, you talk about solid evidence for King Kong. I knew you're that's your thing. I mean, that's why it's cool to have you on. I mean, people that are out there listening, let me get a little background real quick. Bigfoot Anonymous, also the king of the nerds, you might say. I'm joking. I love comics, born and raised with them my whole life. This dude has made it his job. He works in a comic book store. He can tell you all about them. So you even have questions like that. Don't feel like you're being silly. Ask him questions like that. I always have to ask him questions if you're a comic head. So again, that was great residue or whatever you want to call it. That's great.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really into cursed films and film history. And, comic books write the truth. Everything has roots in reality. So we just really have to open our eyes and just peek through, man. Godzilla vs. Kong released right during this time, talking about Middle Earth. Wow. Yes. It's like I've been talking about this stuff for the last decade, and now it's just right on the big screen for everybody to hear it.
Yeah.
See it.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, here's two different email or text about the alien hand syndrome. Now, one guy wrote, "This is great. I love it." So somebody liked that little short that I took, Bob, with the alien hand syndrome. And then here's this other guy. "Dude, you guys don't know shit about medical conditions. You're making fun of it like there's no tomorrow. You guys should be ashamed of yourself." Well, first of all, we didn't make up the medical name of alien medical syndrome. We were looking at something else, and we kind of fell into it. So if you're going to make fun of people, make fun of the doctors and people who actually call this an alien hand syndrome.
Yeah, we're taking the piss out of it. People don't understand. We take the piss out of it. We're satiring. We're taking the piss out of it. We're having fun with the situation. Now, I've never heard of alien hand syndrome a day in my life, but it exists. It's on the medical books, and it's hilarious. And a lot of people have used it to get out of grabbing ass or whatever stupid thing they've done. Why it's not my fault. And it reminds me of all these guys who get caught cheating on their wives.
Yes.
And next thing you know, they got to go to a sex therapist because they've got a they've got a condition. What's that called? When you got a condition?
You got to read this below.
Well, okay, I can barely read because I'm just hold on. Oh God, of course it's fucking Juan. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. I got out of an alien hand syndrome therapy. I just got out of alien hand therapy. They said to talk to Bob about finding a good occupation. Manual therapist as well. Of course, that's hilarious. Of course, he's got to chime in on that. That's good.
If King Kong is just Kong now, then Godzilla should just be Zilla.
Zilla. Isn't Zilla a name of a brand or something now? Zilla? There is a Zilla.
I know the movie Zillafoot is coming out soon, and I'm in it. Remember we were talking about it a couple months ago? It's supposed to come out now in a couple weeks, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Nice. Eric, you'll put it on your channel, man. Put that,
Yeah, I definitely will. It's going to be like the B release of, Godzilla and Kong, of course.
Perfect.
Kind of like,
guys.
Abraham Lincoln versus the zombies instead of vampires.
Was it Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter? Or I think they have Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Or was it Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Tim Burton's Lincoln Vampire.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah, Bob, I didn't know that. I'm not gonna talk about this certain person, but somebody wrote, did somebody get permission to kick it here? So I didn't know people needed permission from other channels to be here. So if you need permission, make sure you scan that, send it to me in an email to make sure that you're allowed to be here. So I could double check that.
We require a special knock.
Now,
There's a special knock to get in.
Get your passport stamped.
I'm glad to see Carla Webster in the chat because she's from the UK. And of course, we know the Loch Ness is technically a cryptic monster from the UK. So I love to hear opinions of people from the UK because I'm an American. Yeah. I know you go to UK now. Yeah. But they know more about the lore technically than we do because they live there. They should know more about the lore.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do is I have a couple articles and the articles is usually just like a startup conversation kind of a deal. And then, we'll always go from there. Who knows where our conversation is going to take us because we never know. Because Bigfoot's got more than just what Bigfoot's on here. His specialty is not just Loch Ness. He knows a lot of different creatures that are from the rivers and lakes and oceans. Yeah. And so we're going to be talking more than just Loch Ness. We're going to be talking about creatures that are from the ocean, from the water, from the lakes, the
cryptids.
So
from
one quick article,
aquifer, just like Godzilla was saying, man, there is worlds below our feet. There is hidden oceans, man. There is thousands of continents. There is so many monsters, man. Dragons are still roaming this earth in the skies and underwater. Things are wild.
Nice.
It is. Now, this thing here says 10 things you didn't know about the Loch Ness Monster. So let's just see here. Let's just see. Number 10. Rumors about the Loch Ness Monster are more than 1,000 years old. Okay? It says rumors, myths, conspiracies, and legends surrounding the Loch Ness Monster have been around for more than 1,000 years. While the popular photo that surfaced in 1934 is largely considered one of the first sightings of the Loch Ness, that was not the beginning of the legend. In the biography of Saint Columba, there was a connection between large animals and water monsters like water horses and kelpies. Some believe these creatures would lure children out in the water and drown them by letting them ride on their backs. In AD 565, it is reported that Columba stopped on the shore of Loch Ness and saw a man about to be attacked by a beast in the lake.
Whoa.
So what do you guys think about this legend being more than 1,000 years old?
Let him have it. He does probably a lot.
I actually read about that earlier today, and it's an Irish monk, St. Columbia. And what I read is he was going down the River Ness. And back in the early days, the Loch Ness wasn't even the main attraction. It was the river part of Ness that had the river dragons in it. And what I read, the report, was they were driving by and they saw the native people burying a person. And they pulled over to the side and they said that they just recovered the body that was dragged and drowned and thrashed apart. And they were told not to touch the body, not to go past like a certain part. But I really thought that was cool that it started out as just the river and now it's the loch. It's everything, and the loch leads into the ocean, that leads into the aquifer, that leads right into all of our backyards. So anything is possible, guys.
Yeah, like you said, that this is fact. This isn't fucking conspiracy. This is a fact, guys. Underground aquifer, underground tunnels. No, they're filled with water. The majority of the back of this turtle, that's what I'm going to call it, has a lot of these caverns filled with water. Even in the desert, man. People don't know, but there's a lot of water underneath that fucking sand in the desert. These things can travel like a freeway under the surface easily.
Yep. And just like in the movie Godzilla, they go in on one side of the earth, they go into Middle Earth. They use some aquifers, use some tunnels, use some of the anti-gravity, just special supernatural forces down there, and they're on another place. Call it a portal, call it an express lane, just call it supernatural ability, wave and particle form. You know, if they become themselves, they become waves. They can just go in these subterranean channels and be on anywhere they want.
Well, it's just kind of funny. Talking about Godzilla and King Kong, look at number 9. King Kong has a part to play in the Loch Ness Monster myth. Despite the fact Loch Ness Monster rumors span back more than 1,000 years, they did gain a certain amount of popularity and notoriety in the 1900s. The reason might be because of King Kong. Vox did an intriguing article about the Loch Ness Monster and delved into some of the reasoning behind why people are fascinated with this being. King Kong came out in 1933, and it features several prehistoric creatures. After the movie debuted, the infamous 1934 photo of Loch Ness surfaced. People can't help but be influenced by what they see in pop culture. So what they're saying here, because the Loch Ness was in the movie with King Kong, that inspires somebody to create a fake picture, I'm guessing.
No.
Now remember, it's harder to fake pictures back in the 30s than it is now. So it's not like this picture just found out now before it was changed.
Well, I debunk
it. Always been there.
I debunk, and I'm going to tell you right now, in the world of anthropology, we've learned one thing. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If you can't tell me that even priests, right? Now, they're not supposed to lie. Okay, let's give them that, right? Well, I don't care what your religion is. They're technically not supposed to lie. Talking about seeing these things, seeing a thing in the water, like you talk about dragon, this shaped looking thing in the water. They're not just not everybody's making it up. So yeah, it's something there. So yeah.
Oh shit, Bob, you haven't watched Godzilla versus Kong yet, huh?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, because there's a number in the movie I know you would have mentioned that Carla's mentioning that I know you would have got it.
What is it? Let me see it.
I never want to mention it until you've seen it, but it's here in the chat. After
see
watching Godzilla versus Kong, made me think when they show the number 33, it's not a degree of missionary they are referring to.
No, it's not. 33 is actually way before Freemason. It's
33 floor. Yes, I thought about Bob. Bob, look, everybody's thinking about you about the 33. Juan Torres wrote 33 floor. Yes, I thought about Bob.
In Pensacola, right over there.
Yeah, 33 is not free, guys. It's a Freemason. Okay, fuck that. But outside of them, it's more of an ancient. They borrowed it like anything. It's borrowed. It's borrowed into the craft. So the number's always been there, but it's very, very important.
Just like how the swastika is an ancient symbol too.
Correct.
Everything is just reused and rehashed. You know?
Yeah. And then purposely pissed on so you won't look at it. Like you won't look at it because you're almost embarrassed to bring up a swastika on your computer screen with a bunch of people around. They're like, "What are you looking at? What are you? Who?" And like, it's embarrassing. So if you bring up number 33, oh, you're a Freemason. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, it's a pissed on thing that scares people.
There's layers to it.
Well, let's go to number 8.
Demonized.
Number 8. Some think that the Loch Ness Monster is a Plesasaurus. When people talk about the Loch Ness Monster, they often refer to it as a large creature with a serpentine, who cares, neck that pokes above the water, 4 flippers or fins. Well, that's describing sounds eerily reminiscent of a creature that once existed eons ago as the Pleasure. Well, I mean, hey, maybe the Loch Ness Monster is the Pleasure. Nobody's got a super, super clear picture. It's a far picture that's in the water. So
yeah,
that could be a strong possibility. I don't see anything wrong with that one.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm half distracted, guys, because where I'm at, I've had nothing but air anomalies. They're we call them chemtrails. I call it contrail. I don't think they're real. I think they're gin, to be honest with you. But the sky is loaded with them here. They're forming symbols everywhere. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm looking up. I was like, good God, man, how many more are going to show up? Yeah, I see another one. Yeah, I see it. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you guys. I'm just
having Go ahead. Tell us a little bit more about what you've been experiencing, because you said earlier before we started that you had a UFO encounter.
Yes, thank you for bringing it up. Yes, not to change the subject, guys. It's almost the same.
Well, hold on, Bob. Hold on, Bob. Let's make this an official. Bob's got what the fuck news, everybody.
Welcome to What the Fuck News.
All right, now that's an official. Now it's official. Bob, what is your what the fuck news?
So, no, yesterday I was chilling out, just fucking having some brews, whatever have you. I'm looking up, and with other people, we had noticed what looked like it was a round and what somebody would call what looks like a balloon or a Chinese lantern. Big, round, yellow, would look like a Chinese lantern up in the sky above a dry ass. That's why I'm like, it's a dry ass place. There's no Chinese lantern, so I'm ruling that out. It had a black box in the center of this big round ball, and it was spinning in the sky and moving, and then it stops in midair, freezes in midair. I said, "Are you guys fucking seeing this?" It turns itself around to be exposed. It was all yellow, like a yellow round dot in the sky. You could clearly see, real clearly see it. And then it turned silver, like it started to glow like a fucking star in the middle of the daytime, silver. And I'm like, holy shit, are you seeing this? I can't believe it's not moving. It's staying there. Finally, about 30 minutes later, it just disappears. It like glows. It's gone. So we're kind of half freaking out going, this is crazy. Can you believe we just saw that? And this is amazing. And then two fighter jets fly by. Two of them side by side trying to look what looks like they're trying to find this thing. I go, oh my God, it's real. It's not just something that showed up off the radar. It was obviously off the radar. And as we looked at the direction of it, we noticed it was above the military base. It had flown to the military base, hovered above the military base, and that's why they have the fighters scrambled. So yesterday was really fucking cool when it comes down to unidentified flying objects. Now today the sky is littered with these what they call contrails everywhere. These little planes are flying and are making crosses, X's in the sky, tons of shit. It's amazing today. They did this on Sunday on Easter. And they're doing it today, but not as bad as it was Sunday. Sunday was insane. I don't know if you guys saw contrails where you guys were at, but man, it's been really active. So there you go. I just want to throw that in there real fast. I was telling these guys before the show, it freaked me out. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. This ball that spun around in the sky. And I got to watch the whole thing. So I know there's a lot of UFO activity at the moment. Again, from someone that debunks, I'm telling you right now, it's the buzz, man. Over Hawaii, over all the volcanoes that are going off. They're littered in the fucking sky right now. A lot of reports of UFOs and weird explosion sounds, weird booms. I'm sure Bigfoot Anonymous has heard about the big booms that have been going on all over the place.
There was loud trumpet sounds nearby here, about like 25 miles. So I think it's the times, man. It might not be Armageddon, but definitely the world is rumbling below our feet. We are stirring something up with all this nonsense and black magic that's really going on. There is a serious war being waged at the moment between dark versus light, and most of the people don't even know what side they're on. We need to bound together. Because numbers. We cannot let them divide and conquer and everything. They're hitting us on all levels of media, social media, films that are being released. Everybody better pay great attention in the next coming months. This summer is about to be a blockbuster.
Isn't it? Life is a movie at the moment. A comic book we keep joking about. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal since I've been here, man. Seeing all these unusual things. Can't believe it. Okay, Eric, back to the Bigfoot. Sorry about that. I had to jump in there with that.
No. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we do what the fuck segments on the show.
Yeah.
This is what the fuck. I don't really have what the fuck news, but just so everybody knows that I do have another channel that I do talk horror movies, horror talk, kind of like what Bigfoot's saying. Talk about movies, and I've done a Friday the 13th series yesterday. And then, of course, I did a movie review on The Holy. And tomorrow on my horror talk, I'm going to be talking about the Paranormal Activity franchise.
Heck yeah.
One of the rare movies that actually does found footage properly. Not a lot of movies do, but there are a very few that can actually do it correctly. And Paranormal Activity is one of those channels. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow. I do it at 10 a.m. Pacific. I was going to do it at 9, but then I'm like, that's too early. That's too close to waking up. No, 10 a.m. gives me more chance. So, and beyond that, guys, on Wednesday, remember, Bob, I know one thing Bob misses about being here on Wednesday is Bob messed out on Red Robin Kids Day.
Shit.
Every Wednesday, every kid's meal at Red Robin, they don't sponsor us, is $2.99. So today, I got 7 meals for $24.
Well, we got taco trucks. I'm in California everywhere, so I'll take the taco trucks.
Fresno has real tacos.
Real tacos.
So, all right, here we go. Let's see. Let's have some fun here. Number 7. Here we go. Loch Ness Monster earns millions of dollars for tourism. Regardless of how many people feel about whether or not the Loch Ness Monster is real, one thing is certain, that the nature of the legend exists in a boom for Scotland's tourism economy. It's estimated that the legend ranks in millions of dollars every year from tourists who are coming to visit Loch Ness. If they can't catch a sight of the mystical beast because of how popular the lore is, Scotland takes great pride in its legend. There are fun tourist spots you can visit in Loch Ness that pays tribute to the legend. Now, Bob, you've been to Scotland.
Yeah, well, not all the way up in, but yeah, at the base of Scotland.
But when you're in Scotland, Bob, I mean, do you hear people talk about the Loch Ness at all?
No.
Do you see, or is the tourism more of people that's from outside of Scotland?
It's the same. It's the same. Like, as an anthropologist, it's the same concept of us talking about Bigfoot. You see what I'm saying? So for example, like Bigfoot Anonymous here. Now he talks about it because that's his subject. He goes out and researches and does all that fun stuff. So unless it's your thing, unless you're like, it's like their Bigfoot, you'll get Loch Ness, they'll talk up it, but it's more of a children's stories and stuff. They're not, it's like Bigfoot. It's the same thing as asking, do you believe in Bigfoot? And then some guy lives in the city, he's going to be like, well, I've heard of my brother and has a friend of a friend of a friend. Same thing with Loch Ness. Unless you're up around the locks, which I'm going to be going to this summer, unless you're up into the locks, and then you got everybody talking about it. It's like Bigfoot. It's like everybody, but you get down below to the cities, it's a friend of a friend of a friend. It's not really, all the stories are all there. But yeah, there's your answer.
Well, it's no different than, what state was it, Bob, that actually has the museum for Mothman?
Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
What was it again?
Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. Everybody has their creature in their area, and there's nothing wrong having fun with it, having a museum, having parades, having, a carnival. No. I mean, remember in that town, what you just mentioned, they have parades for Mothman.
Absolutely.
Stuff. I mean, that shit is fun. Man, I just learned there's a huge in Atlanta in August, they're having a huge horror, like Comic-Con, like for horror, where I know they do it everywhere. But what's special about the one in Atlanta, I wish somehow that Bob and I could get sponsored and somebody pays us to go, because they're bringing back the cast of Friday the 13th Part 2. Everybody was in it to the horror Comic-Con in Atlanta in August. That's fucking cool.
That's really cool. I love celebrations of things like this. Yeah. Oh, helicopters flying above. Sorry, guys.
Are they after you?
I don't know.
Hey, if you guys can make it to Tallahassee June 5th and 6th, I'm going to be a vendor at Infinity Con. So I'm going to be posted up on a table with my Bigfoot cast. We're going to bring the Bigfoot bone. I'm going to sell my books, some photos I've taken. I'm going to have a basket of cursed films that I'm going to sell and like give a little seminar about.
Yeah.
I'm really excited because this will be like the first public, appearance. And I'm really excited to branch out to horror cons like that and Comic-Cons and Pensacon. And there's Bigfoot conferences all around. And of course, times are a little weird right now, but hey, I have no problem traveling. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I know.
If you got a link, man, put that in.
This is 2 years in a row now, last year and this year, that our Emerald City Comic-Con has been canceled.
Oh,
and it always happens in March and April. So it's our like little fun where everybody dresses up, goes out, has a good time. If you want to say it's a nerd fest, fuck it, say a nerd fest.
I love
Everybody's having a great time, but no,
everybody's happy. Everyone's happy in those things. Everybody's happy. You go to some Western concerts or whatever concert you have, and people drink, and they're like you always have a half crowd that's angry, half crowd that's happy. Not at those festivals. Everybody's stoked. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's feeling good, man.
Yeah.
They're off the seeds. These are Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds. You guys familiar with them? The ancient people used to make tea with them. They're legal to own like this, but they're illegal to extract. But you take them, you do a cold water extraction, turn them into a tea, and the ancients used to use them to gain wisdom. They would contact the dead and the UFOs. They could summon different spirits. It's very cool. I've done them probably like 40 to 50 times. I've wrote about them in a couple chapters in my books. But it goes from body buzzes to time traveling to putting my body to other places, I guess like astral projection, but it was just like going to the desert from my house. It's pretty wild. So I'm sure a couple people are on that. I wish more people were woke to the legal psychedelics that you can really push your minds to the limits. Like if you open up your spice cabinet, nutmeg, if you eat enough nutmeg or smoke nutmeg, you will hallucinate. It's a cousin of mescaline, and mescaline has some divine energy inside of it. So we need to really branch into some things. We need to put down the coffee and make tea.
Yeah.
Didn't New York just finally allowing medical marijuana to be out there?
Oh, God.
Usually some states are taking the first step.
Recreational. They're fully legal.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So a lot of states are finally getting in the game. It's like, hey, if you can't beat it, then make some money out of it. If they want to tax it, then tax it. Make some money out of marijuana.
There's
no governor's in a lot of trouble, so he wanted to, kind of slide by with a couple things.
Hey, I wish all of these fucking governors would have some shit come out of the closet saying, "Hey, you harassed me," so they can legalize weed, whatever it takes. If you're a woman out there, accuse all. I'm not gonna say falsely accuse the fucking. If you were harassed by a governor, go ahead and pursue your case so we can get legal weed. Here you go.
No, it's weird. Isn't it funny how like state of Washington, they'll tax the marijuana people to sell it, but these people cannot deposit money in any banks.
That's weird.
But they can get taxed, but they're not allowed to deposit into banks because it's still a federal
it's ridiculous.
law that's against marijuana.
Backwards BS, man. It's still classified like on a federal level equally to heroin. That is just horrible, man.
It's ridiculous. And they prescribe you heroin in a pill form called oxycodone, right?
Yep. One more cool little psychedelic that you can get at the garden store or Walmart is Morning Glory. These seeds, they say do not ingest because they literally put like a poison on the outside so people can't just trip out from them. So either you have to buy them untreated, the heavenly blue, the ones that are shaped as a heart. But these ones, these are already treated, so they're poison. So I have to plant these ones, and then it's going to take a few months, and then the second generation of seeds I can eat. And you have to eat a couple hundred of these seeds to get the same LSA effect. It's like LSD, and you can contact the other side, and I'm all about vibrations and frequencies, and that's what separates me from a lot of these cryptid hunters out there, because they're going by the book, and I'm using the book, and then I'm using between the lines as well, and that's what you have to do, because that's what the ancients were doing, man. They were sitting around fires, kumbaya, and playing music, changing their frequencies and vibrations, man. You have to access the ancient times to figure these things out. And there's tons of UFO encounters over the loch, so it's all connected.
Yeah, I've done Morning Glory. Actually, it's the best. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know, in a regular amount, not like you're talking about, but in a regular amount, it's the greatest fucking. If you got a hangover or you had a little bit extra that night, you're a little bit downed out. You're kind of like your body's a little bit poisoned from whatever you had that evening. Morning Glory Shit, you take 2 of them, and they got them in little tablets. So you can take them, the ones that actually have a pharmaceutical place, well, not pharmaceutical, but anyway, overseas in Europe, they have them, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel alert. I could take a long ass walk. I just had a hangover like 15 minutes earlier. I felt fine. You take those are good, great stuff. Like, it's not bad for you guys. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's okay. It's natural.
It's natural.
Good.
You know,
feel really good. I'm like, how is this not like regularly given out to patients in a doctor's setting? Because this is better than anything they can hand you.
It's
like
addictive.
You take all them anti-inflammatory, all them other bullshit, it eats your liver away. This don't eat your liver. It doesn't do anything other than wakes you up, makes you feel good. Yeah, to kind of support that one. But yeah.
Well, let's see what this number 6 says. Operation Deep Scan. If you thought the Loch Ness Monster was something only people on Reddit and the internet, then you'll be mistaken. There was an incredibly in-depth and intense search for the creature known as Operation Deep Scan. They used sonar tech to explore the area of Loch Ness to search the deepest depths of the area. It even cost around $1 million in total, according to the Legend website. While no definite evidence was found, it was documented, and they found several sonar blips that identify something larger than a shark but smaller than a whale. Now, if you're going to pretend that they're going to spend all this money to do a deep scan and they're saying it's for the Loch Ness, then you're being lied to. They're using a deep scan to find. There's stories where Nazis have dumped treasure, gold, everything in these lakes. They're searching for it all. They're just using the word Loch Ness just like for popularity reasons. But they're looking for the Nazi gold. They're looking for things that was stolen back in the war times, the World War I.
Entrances to Middle Earth. 100%.
Middle Earth.
Probably, yeah.
So don't think they're spending all that money just to find a Loch Ness. No, there's more to it.
I think they're looking what he's talking. I'll be honest with you. If I'm a betting guy, I'll put money on. They're looking for the caverns. They're looking for those underwater caverns that he's talking about down deep. Yeah.
Where the Nazis went to,
Probably.
It all comes together, man.
Yeah, they even had conspiracy rumors, but who knows? Smoke, there's fire. If these Nazis were really into that, the explorers, they found some caverns where they're going to like an underground freeway. They were going from one place to another place. Like they're going from one cavern in Europe and ending up in Canada. You know what I mean? Coming out in Canada under the cavern. Like what the fuck?
Well, who knows? Right?
Subterranean channels, man. The floors of Earth. We stand on one corner.
I saw a glimpse of this number 5, and it's kind of interesting. Loch Ness Monster Insurance. Well, I guess there's a way to make money, right? So let's hear this. During the Visit Scotland Adventure Triathlon, competitors were issued for $1 million in case they were somehow bitten or attacked by the Loch Ness Monster. It was an unusual risk to take, and most insurance companies were unwilling to provide for it. Now, but the competitors were swimming in Okanagan Bay, which is a place where several Nessie sightings have taken place. Who knows what might attract an ancient prehistoric monster? If a monster of a tasty humans are swimming laps, hey, now. First of all, that's free money for the insurance company because listen. If there's a Loch Ness, right, and nobody's have ever actually seen it up close, it means the Loch Ness is smart and he's intelligent. If he sees 1 million feet in the water, he'll probably know that it's a trap and not to bite anybody. So,
well, they got insurance for alien abductions and stupid as shit. They've got the stupidest insurance out there.
But Bob, being insured $1 million if you get bit by Loch Ness. Now, Bob, I bet you. Listen, this is no joke, Bob. I bet you if you bought insurance, right, and you go in the water, say maybe a creature bite your leg off, maybe a Loch Ness bite your leg off. How are you going to prove?
You have to.
You get out of the water that it was a Loch Ness that that took your. I bet the insurance company will have it. Well, do you have DNA? We need DNA to show that it's a creature that's not on a DNA list or something.
It'd have to be Nessie. You'd have to have a picture of it. You'd have to have all the data to back it up. And even if you had all that fucking data, who cares about the $1 million insurance? You're going to be a multi-millionaire with all the movie rights and the book rights and all the pictures.
Yeah, you're right. You'd be
magazine
like
rights
in the world.
You'd be rich.
First, you gotta survive it.
Holy shit! A fucking electric wire some wire just fell down behind me, guys. Keep talking amongst yourself. I'm not fucking around. A wire just fell down from the power pole.
Let's see here.
I know there's been hundreds of reports of Sasquatch hit, and insurance has to get reported and claimed. There has to be paperwork documented. There's tons of 911 calls about them hitting strange creatures like werewolves or police picking up animals that were injured, like roadkill or already dead. It's so crazy, man. The rabbit hole goes so deep once you really open up yourself to it.
I'll tell you what's crazier. How are you gonna have a list and try to make a list serious when number 4 says Courtney Love once claimed to solve the Loch Ness Monster mystery? Courtney Love is somewhat known for being a little wild. She's often takes to Twitter to talk about various conspiracy theories, including but not limited to crop circles, the missing Messiah airplane, chemtrails, and of course the Loch Ness Monster. She posted a series of various photos on her Twitter accounts. Most of the pictures were seen hundreds of times already, but added her own community in form of the drawing to connect clues. It's pretty hilarious to look at some of the conclusions she's drawn. Now, how that Courtney Love, okay, if Courtney Love says there's a Loch Ness Monster, then I guess I got to believe it. If Courtney says it.
She's the part of a whole nother conspiracy because, I believe that she arranged for Kurt Cobain to be killed.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a whole documentary about it. Soaked in bleach. And then Montage of Heck is just another documentary about them. And you can connect the dots, man. It's crazy. But I'm glad she's raising awareness. But she deserves to be behind bars. And she had a relationship with 2 of the police officers, and he had like 3 times the limit. I forget what the fatal limit. Like he would have overdosed already. He could not have shot himself. It's sad. He was murdered, and he was a good dude. He was a father.
No, I know what documentary you're talking about, and even the private investigator who she hired basically turned on her, saying, no, man, the evidence points to her.
Yeah.
Now does. Somebody could say, well, he's doing it just for the cameras. Yeah, maybe. But like you said, there's more to that story than they're saying.
100%. She's still getting paid from Nirvana money. And there's so many rumors that Kurt Cobain had a little black book that, he wrote all these songs that bands ended up using through the 90s. It's pretty crazy. So it goes deep in it. The first sense that it hits you is through your ears. So it's so right through your brain, man.
No, there's something there. And of course, well, the cops will find out. Listen, cops don't give a shit about rock stars, metalheads, punk guys. They don't.
Right.
They could care less if we live or die. They probably rather us all die in the first place, because when cops and police think of rock stars, punk stars, whatever you want to say, they think of drugs, sex, bringing crime into the area. So these cops ain't gonna do no favor. So yeah, fuck Courtney. I never liked that bitch anyway. I mean, she technically was dating the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, and then cheating on him with Kurt Cobain, then went with the Kirk. So she's a
slut.
Yeah, she is. Now, here, let's see here. Number 3, there is a 12-foot sculpture in Florida. Oh, really?
Huh. Yeah, is that the one by Disney? Oh, that one. I think that one says Key West, but there is one. There is one at Disney too. Disney Springs has one.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it says here in the Return of 1934 picture, yet again, the legacy helped to get the 12-foot sculpture, the Loch Ness Monster, created and set up in the Key West. Florida a few years ago. The Florida Keys website. Cameron Gaynor, the artist behind the sculpture, blah, blah, blah. They wanted to, blah, blah, blah. So apparently.
But still, there's definitely multiple sculptures of sea creatures down here in Florida. And the creature from the Black Lagoon right behind me, right here, and the Swamp Thing, were filmed in Florida as well. And Jeepers Creepers, it literally all connects, guys. It really does.
Wow. I like that. Tell me when they find the Krusty Krab. I like that. And then, Bob, here's for you. Yeah. First, hovering helicopters. Now, falling electrical wires. Bob, they're onto you, bud.
You guys think I'm joking? I give you my God's fucking word. I am not going to lie during the apocalypse. This fucking cable just come off this power pole and landed right behind me on the ground. I'm like, but the good news is it's not electrical wire. It looks like some sort of Comcast wire or some weird shit where I'm at. I had to pick it up off the dirt.
Now, is the wire black?
Yeah, it's black.
Okay. Is it round or flat?
It's flat.
It's telephone.
Oh, it's a telephone. So
cable is round. Phone uses they're black. Is like it's like flat.
Okay, so yeah, it's flat. So it's because there's still here in Fresno, people still have a like the old fashioned dial-up telephones.
Yeah, we have remember, there's a down phone wire in front of our house, and I took it and I circled it around the pole. And then when the telephone company came out to install my fiber internet to the house, I thought they're gonna remove the old phone wire. No, they fucking just left it. Even the telephone companies don't want their old wires.
So it's not internet, right? So it's not internet. It's just a phone wire.
Well, I mean, the average person uses cable TV for their internet.
Yeah.
Now, I use the telephone because they offer fiber to the house at half the price as cable TV. So,
okay.
No, now Fresno is probably behind the times. I'm sure they're not. Maybe the telephone company is doing fiber in the house. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not there anymore.
Weird.
But Kirk wrote, are you kidding me? Courtney Love? Are you kidding me? I don't believe it. I know. She made the list, right? Of all the lists to make. She's on a Loch Ness Monster list. I would have never thought that. But who cares? Let's go to number 2.
Yeah, you guys keep going. I'll be right back. I got to help this guy pick up this cable, but keep going.
I love this picture.
Many people claim to have seen the creature on Google Earth. Okay, let's see here. Do you know how most people spot Nessie these days? They spend hours poring over Google Earth for potential satellite imagery of the creature. You can find countless stills and screenshots all over the internet of potential Nessie sightings. Okay, it's a good way to keep a lookout for mythical monsters without having to leave the comfort of your own home. We can take off for Scotland for a moment. Notice if you want to remain part of the fun, consider checking out Google Earth sometimes. You'll never know what you'll find. Actually, to be honest with you, I never thought about looking at Google Earth. I just never thought about it. Wow.
People use it for Sasquatch as well. They find crazy things on Google Earth. There's a whole community that just finds wild stuff on Google Earth.
Google Earth, is it live or isn't it?
No, it's a picture taken, anywhere from a couple months ago to a couple years ago. But you could find the above picture, like that, the bird's eye view. But then you could also go the street side view too. So you can literally look at people's houses and in the woods and stuff. It's very cool. It's very wild.
Well, let's see. Google Earth. So that is Google Earth. Let me see.
That's what type of Loch Ness. We could see if we can find the Nessie.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, let me get this one off because I clicked on it and it opened up a second page. Okay, so let me open up the second page of Google Earth. Oh, let me X that one out so I don't keep pulling up the same one.
Nice.
Here we go. There's Google Earth. Okay.
I got CBD oil on me now.
Google Earth.
I just have a couple of drops.
Here. Let me type in Scotland. Scotland, UK. Now, Bob, you probably missed this part. People are using Google Earth to actually try to spot the Loch Ness Monster.
You know, why not? Why not? Why not?
And I mentioned that people do it for Bigfoot as well because you can find the bird's eye view and the street side view. So you can just explore for hours. And there's communities of people that find funny stuff. Like literally, there's people like mooning out windows, like
what area
when the car's coming by. To take
I've seen those.
So,
great.
So what area is a Loch Ness at? What area on this map?
Oh, you gotta look for the locks. Hold on, dude. I gotta go. You guys keep going, but look for the locks. Actually, you might have to type in a name. There's a specific lock. There. You can remember he spotted in all the locks. So
I know it's kind of close to Edinburgh too, but you might just have to type in Loch Ness just because locks all combine.
Let's see here. Okay, Loch Castle, Loch Row, Lochster. Well, here's Enosburg right here. Let's zoom in.
If you do LOCH, it should show up.
Oh, LOC. Oh, yeah, you're right. LOCH.
And then NES.
Oops.
There we go.
United. Oh, let's go. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess he.
If you zoom in enough, we might be able to find her. But of course, Nessie is a species. There are thousands or hundreds of this creature. It's not just one. That's the illusion that they always build. Like, oh, Bigfoot, there's only one guy. No, there are plenty of these creatures all around the world, but there are plenty of these creatures in this body of water.
If you stare at the water, it looks like it says Google in it. 2021 Google. 2021 Google.
Yeah, it's probably just the copyright.
There's the 3D look. That's 3D look. Take it back down the 2D look, I guess. So people use this, huh?
Yeah. Because that is literally the geography.
Yeah, they get a clear picture from this, huh?
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, back. Here we go.
You can zoom in, Bob. We found the Loch Ness Lake.
Okay.
So we're zooming in on the water.
Is that what that is?
Now I found. Oh, there's hidden 2021 Google right there. Yep, it's in the water. Google's in the water.
Really? Looks like a black box on my side.
Well, hey, people use it more for them. I want to be able to tell what's in the water with Google Earth. But
wow.
Hey.
I definitely do a lot of scouting on my Google Earth. Like last Wednesday, literally a week ago, I'm going kayaking this evening too, down Look and Trumbull Rapids, the white water of Florida. But last Wednesday, we were searching for the rest of the giant bone right near where the Cobra Gator was filmed. And Cobra Gator is also a movie that's just like the Loch Ness creature and it's filmed here in Mariana. Really wild. I took a picture of the gas station that it destroyed, and then I put the movie still and then my picture right next to each other. I love film edits. But we got stranded by a storm. So then I went on the Google Earth and I screenshot where we were at, and we were under a highway pass. Luckily, we got under a bridge after being in the rain for about half an hour, the freezing cold. And I sent it to my neighbor here, and I did use Google Earth and sent him a screenshot, and he picked us up. So Google Earth saved my butt 7 days
ago.
Good
news. I found Bigfoot Parkit specialist in Budapest, Hungary.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. There's a building. There's something here called Bigfoot. Google Earth is pretty clear. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You could pull up anything like the Skunk Ape headquarters, the Hoover Dam, Niagara Falls. It's fun. It's a wormhole. Tate State Forest,
England.
Very cool.
Change of the UK from last year.
I'm sure
a little Medela right there. Hey, Tom Murr, our Canadian friend.
Hey, the Port Chatham Harry man. Beware.
Yeah. UK. Woo! Nah, Google Earth. This has gotten better.
Type in hell Grand Cayman.
Hell, spinning in a circle.
I went here on a cruise, and it's a very cool. It looks like a volcano erupted there. Hell, and then Grand Cayman.
Grand.
Yep, that first one. That first one, yeah.
Woo!
It's a very cool thing. And you know, me being a flat earther, I always get a kick when they do the globe. It's like, oh my gosh, get real. And they don't use satellites for this, guys. They use air balloons that fly above.
Wow.
Now, you can't see it very well there, but it's pretty cool that you could go to hell in the Grand Cayman Islands. So if you ever go on a cruise to the Grand Cayman Islands, visit hell. And tell them Bigfoot Anonymous sent you. They'll remember the crazy long-haired dude.
Wow, that's pretty.
The gringo.
That is pretty.
And there's a bunch of blue holes down in the Bahamas and Mexico that link together. And a lot of people say that there's creatures below. And, you know, octopuses, they'll keep growing if they don't mate. So down there in the subterranean caves, they can, you know, squeeze through a quarter-sized hole. So imagine these creatures that are giant size, the size of freaking high-rise buildings that are creeping through these holes below our feet. It's pretty wild. Watch where you flush. Check the toilet.
Man, I had to exit out of that Google Earth. It was taking over the whole tab where everything was freezing up. That's a lot of data that Google Earth uses.
100%.
Now, what is this? Some people are saying Okan region here in British Columbia has the Ogopogo Monster in Okanagan Lake. Somebody else wrote that earlier in the chat too on the Ogopogo Monster.
Ogopogo, he's number one on my list right here.
Ogopogo. Here, let me look that up. Let me type that in.
Very famous sea creature from British Columbia.
Hold on. Ogopogo.
Okay, sorry guys. I keep having to go back and forth because of this fucking weird ass wire.
No, we're looking up Ogopogo Monster. Ogopogo Monster. It was brought up twice in the chat. So here, let me share the Google screen.
I'm under spiritual attack.
So
is this what the Ogopogo is supposed to look like?
Yep, it's just like a cousin of Nessie, a possible plesiosaur, or maybe oversized amphibian, or maybe relic dinosaur from the past, or strange titan, maybe God.
Why is that? Now I'm just asking this. Do you know why if Ogopogo's not on the same popularity level as Loch Ness, or is there something they're hiding from us?
Yeah, well, probably just, you know, Nessie got the forefront from everybody. But if you go into Canada, you know, everybody knows about Ogopogo. That's for dang sure. And it's just hard to say. And, you know, of course, it's a Native American term, or, you know, not Native American term, Native North American term. But it's, of course, just swept under the rug just because it's part of history. It's part of the real history of our lands.
Well, it's a reptile, and it goes under the water tunnels. Basically that's a simple. That's what I'm seeing.
It's the guardian. It's
back and forth
from the Bible. Like it's Leviathan.
Yeah,
you know, this is the stuff from ancient times. Not even just the Bible. Like every book talks about it.
Every book.
Well,
every
here's what it says.
Everything
in Canadian folklore, the Ogopogo is a lake monster said to inhabit Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, Canada. Some scholars have charted the entity's development from First Nations folklore and widespread water monster folklore motifs. That doesn't say really too much on it.
What's funny is I talked to he's like a sorcerer. He does sorcery. He writes books on sorcery and stuff. Now he's convinced that these creatures, the one in Loch Ness, the one in particular, was brought there by Aleister Crowley, who did an incantation. He did a whole ceremony at the locks. And then right after he had done it, this Loch Ness Monster showed up. But I said, I don't know about that because there's a prehistory that comes way before Aleister Crowley. So
maybe he like summoned them to appear more, or maybe rebirths them, because Aleister Crowley was, he was well aware of the firmament, so he knew he had some special powers himself.
Read that. BC natives used to throw goat into the lake to appease the creature as they boated across.
Yep.
Wow. The funny thing is, it's actually protected by BC law.
It should be. These creatures are ancestors.
In the state of Washington, it's manslaughter if you kill Bigfoot. So manslaughter, Bigfoot's protected in the state of Washington.
Unless they're coming right at you.
Unless he's coming to attack you. The natives in the area of Ogopogo have verbally history on it going way back.
Yep.
And look, that's pretty where it's supposed to be at. Look at that pretty. I mean, that's like what is that? Grapes making some wine.
Yeah, beautiful orchard.
12,000 years ago. You get $1 million reward if you get the Ogopogo. Bob,
you can use that to cover your insurance.
Go down there, Bob. You and I need to go down there to catch this thing.
Yeah, I want to go down there and I want to ride it for 7 seconds.
No, it's 8 seconds.
8 seconds. I'm gonna do it for 8 seconds. I thought it was 7. 8 seconds. Okay.
8 seconds.
Okay, I'm riding it for. I can do it. Well, I'll do it 8 seconds. Absolutely. I'll do it longer. I'll do it 13 seconds. How about that?
Now, here's a movie question with the number 8 seconds. Now, there is a movie called 8 Seconds, starring who? Who stars in the movie 8 Seconds? Was from a very popular TV show from the 90s. Does anybody know that answer? This actor did die. He died.
90210 guy.
Yep. It is the 90210 guy. Does anybody know who played in 8 Seconds?
I call him Sideburns.
Does anybody know? Looks like nobody knows.
It's not. Oh man, I forget his name.
And if you guys name the actor, I'll tell you. I guess this could be an embarrassing story. I don't know, but I'll tell you guys something if you guess the actor. Luke Perry, Tom Murr. Yay, he got it. Luke Perry.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. And his son is Jungle Boy. He's a wrestler in AEW. I actually went on a cruise with him to the Bermuda Triangle, and it was wild. So I wish I knew that. I wish I got that right.
A lot of young people don't realize that there's a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV fans. A lot of people don't remember that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a movie first, and Luke Perry was in that movie. Okay, now I'll tell you guys about not a story, but in 1992 in high school, I was myself, a guy named Jeremy Brown. We were in charge of putting a stage together, a play for high school, and we had to be models. The stage for being models, and we had to do a model section. My group had to do 90210. Yeah, we had to do 90210 in a model play in high school. And yes, my character was Luke Perry. So it was my job to dress up like Luke Perry in a green t-shirt and walk down as a model, just so everybody knows. So I was Luke Perry in a model play in high school, 1992.
Wow.
Like nobody cares.
That's awesome. You honored him.
I honored him. I was Luke Perry in a model play in high school.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
I remember. Guys, I remember. Hold on. Watch. You had to walk. Then you had to stop. You had to turn. And then you had to turn.
Oh.
And you walk.
That's awesome.
There's actually a technique to be a model. Where's this show gone to? I think we just hit the bottom of the barrel.
Hey, while we're on
number one. Now this is number one. Here is number one. More than 200,000 people search for the Loch Ness Monster on Google Earth every month. Wow. There's Google Earth again.
Just Google.
Wow. Now, what is it? Here's not. That's not counting all the people who visit locations, scoring for rare creature sightings or use other sightings, like you're saying. People love the idea of existence. The same they do with Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, cryptozoology is a fun way to pass time. Like you said, I guess everybody uses Google Earth to look for whatever.
Yeah, why not?
You
It'll
can do
show
it
you whatever you want.
Now, what do you guys think of the article? Where is this article? Is this start? That the Loch Ness Monster may be a giant eel, says scientists. Do you guys believe maybe there's a chance that the Loch Ness Monster is an eel?
I don't think so. I honestly, no, not with that bone structure. It can't be an eel.
It's not an eel, but there are giant eels, probably the size of Nessie as well.
Yeah,
so
because
sometimes it's misidentified, but no, Nessie is its
oh
own
my
type
God.
of species.
You know how you know when somebody's been watching you for a long time? When somebody goes, "Remind me of your chicken dance." Dude, that chicken dance was long time ago.
Way long
for a while. What's this? Too sexy for your shirt. Hey, I had to be a model.
I like that song. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
Now, Carla's from the UK. So, Carla, let me ask you something. Since you're from the UK, Carla, does a lot of people in the UK even put stock in the Loch Ness? Do people in your own country care about the Loch Ness? And the reason I ask, if you talk to a lot of people in Seattle that we're at, if you ask people, hey, have you ever been up in the Space Needle? Most everybody who lives in Seattle has never been up Space Needle. It's always for people that are on the outside. So in the world of
I haven't
Loch
been up
Ness, do the UK people even care about the Loch Ness, or is it just a way to make money? So I'm curious about hearing that for somebody who's from the UK.
Well, I think I pissed off some fucking
They
ghost
used to
spirits.
be traveling circus to let elephants cool off in Loch Ness many years ago. Some say that some of the sightings could be because of elephants. And you know what, Hobbs? I'm going to give you extra credit, Hobbs, because out of everybody in the chat, you, my friend, go to my horror talk show and watch it live. Thank you, Hobbs. Thank you. You're right on. You're good. You're right on. Now, here we go. No, not really. We know of it, but it's not a big thing. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Now, Bigfoot. Now, out of all the lake creatures that you've been studying, what are the ones that you think that we've maybe never heard of that maybe it is a big deal?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, since we're near the anniversary date, I'm going to read the breakdown. But recently I was fishing over in the Gulf near Panama City, and there's a creature over in Pensacola named the Pensacola Serpent, and it has killed multiple people over the years.
What's it called again?
The Pensacola Serpent. And like I said in Godzilla earlier, Godzilla attacked Pensacola. So if the Gulf can hold Godzilla, then clearly it has some other type of creatures. But just recently, I was fishing down there for the anniversary and did a video and everything, and it was really special. But here's the breakdown. 59 years ago today, on March 18th, 2 miles off the coast of Pensacola, Florida, 5 boys attempted to dive the wreck of the USS Massachusetts, a ship that had been scudded by the U.S. Navy. Suddenly, the weather deteriorated. The boys tried to lash their raft to a nearby buoy so they wouldn't be swept out to sea. When the waters finally started to calm, the sun began to set. Just then, a thick fog rolled in with it. That's the thing. These things have sonar. They have abilities to control the weather. These are titans. They are more of Earth than we are. So whatever we can do, they can do better.
Yeah, we share the same space with them.
I can't find pictures.
Yeah, it's a very low-key story. That's why I'm trying to raise awareness about it. But if there's a couple videos on YouTube about the Pensacola Serpent, but a thick fog rolled in, something else, something monstrous. By the end of the day, only one boy would live and tell the story. The press will report that others had suffered from hypothermia and most likely drowned. However, Edward Brian McCleary, the only survivor, would claim his friends had been viciously attacked by a sea serpent. And when I go deep sea fishing out there, we see some strange shadows out there. And the deckhands have told me stories of UFO encounters diving into the water. So it's like Atlantis being under there. There is domes under the Gulf, under the water, inside the Great Lakes of ancient civilizations. Come on,
I've seen that pattern. There's a steady pattern, guys. And for me, it's a lot of it's just popping up in the history that maybe just no one's ever talked about it. But it's always starts off the same way. Like you talked about, there is a fog. There's a weird electrical air kind of anomaly, like something's coming in between dimensions, and then they see these things. For example, a lot of people don't even know it, that there was this on 9/11. There was, outside of that incident, but there was a storm called was it a Hurricane Aaron? Some weird ass huge storm anomaly outside of New York, out in the water, was formed. And oddly enough, all them incidents has happened afterward. But that same description for odd things to happen, it happened on that day. It happens in every the airplanes across the Bermuda Triangle. Here comes this weird electrical cloud anomaly fog thing. But yeah, it's strange. It's strange. Exactly how you described that kid. There's like they're coming in between dimensions using that electrical cloud, or maybe it's the residue between the both.
And where the ley lines converge, man. We're all just vibrations and energy. So it's all just convergence, man. And there's dimensions and realms beyond our sight and our eye.
I know it now.
And there's another report from the Gulf that happened in the 1800s at the mouth of the Mississippi, where some sailors saw like 8 30-foot creatures going through the water, diving through the fresh water into the salt water where the brackish was. And that's so crazy. And I saw reports saying it was an oarfish, but they travel in packs. Like, they're the ultimate predator.
Well, what about the Mississippian cultures who, as you said, talked about these things? The way you described it was they have those snake mounds. Mm-hmm. It looks like large snakes. I mean, so they're seeing something in the water that they just recreate what they've noticed in the water up around the Mississippi that comes into the Gulf of the Mississippi. All those cultures have exactly what you described, but they have the mounds. They've actually made visual mounds. You can see if you go to
the mound builders knew, man. The mound builders knew. And they said that the bayous down in the South, like in Mississippi, Louisiana, they were carved out by the giants. So just think, when giants were that tall, these giant plesiosaur type creatures, and the Pensacola serpent, that's like a gardener snake to these titans. So imagine the anacondas. Imagine Titan cobra.
Oh my God!
You guys see the caves that are fossilized snakes? They completely resemble long snakes. It's remarkable.
Now, Bob, remember when you and I took that little ship underwater and we were attacked by this thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Remember that?
That thing right there. It was exactly what it was.
Yeah. And then the only thing the only thing that saved us was this thing.
Yes, that's what saved us. Again, we were on some heavy shit, but absolutely everything you say is true.
That looks like a plesiosaur, Loch Ness type creature.
Hey, listen. George Lucas is known for putting his beliefs in movies. Mm-hmm. Who says this is not a drawing? Now, this was a Phantom Menace, people, if you didn't get it. Oh, Carla says, talking of Titans, would love to do a breakdown of the Kong movie after Bob watches it. So many truths in it.
Okay, now that she's talking about the 33, that ruined me, because now I'm going to have to sit there with my book and stop it 1,000 times during the show.
No, there is some.
It was made for a reason.
They even said that Kong did something in the movie to show that we are living in a dome.
Yeah, the beginning of the movie starts off with Kong right under a dome. Like, it's right in front of our faces.
And then
as a knower, it's like,
of course, even the original King Kong movie, the Skull Island was in the midst of a heavy fog. Yeah, in this one, there was like no
always
fog.
the fog. there's the mystical plasma, the energy plasma.
The most important comment in the whole chat was about somebody saying there's chocolate and cheese between my toes.
Oh, that's great.
I have chocolate and cheese between my toes. So
save that. Don't waste that. Save that.
Yeah, probably tastes good. I'll show that picture again. I'll make it bigger for you.
Yeah, this is the TG Screw Serpent from Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's just one adaptation of these river giants. But I have a drawing right here. This one is closest to my heart, and I'll go on a little rant right now.
Wow.
The Lake Erie Monster. South Bay Bessie. I grew up on Cleveland, right on Lake Erie. Okay. And, I wrote my book, Erie Swamps, that talks about going from Lake Erie down to the Florida swamps. I've always been on this voyage. But my first chapter in my book, other than the initiation, is the Lake Erie Monster. And let me just, read the first chapter, that just gives my breakdown of South Bay Bessie, because it has always been the talk. When we went deep sea fishing, when we went walking along the bank, when I was staying with my aunts right on the water, all night I was looking at the water, looking for South Bay Bessie. Yeah, the Lake Erie Monster sinks a sailboat. I remember seeing that little tabloid growing up. There's a place in Toledo that it's a bar, and you can go under the bar, and it goes to the water, and you throw chum, and you feed the Lake Erie Monster. It's so awesome. I have a wristband right here that says Lake Erie Monsters. It's the hockey team of Cleveland, and man, it's just so close to my heart. And it's an IPA beer too. I highly suggest everybody try it. You'll
Lake Erie Monster egg found.
Here's the first chapter. Fishing with the Lake Erie Monster. Hockey, beer, and cryptids. Sure sounds like a usual Friday night for me, but I'm actually talking about the Lake Erie Monster. With sightings going back to the 1800s and many human disappearances pointing in her direction, Bessie has made quite a name for herself. The year I was born, 3 fishermen were found dead, and soon after there was a $100,000 bounty for a creature at least 30 feet long in the South Bay. There have been many shipwrecks, UFO sightings, mysterious drownings, and tales of deep caves below the lake that could be linked closely to this mythical creature and her family. Many years ago, a fisherman was on the bank and saw a couple rats running on some rocks. He threw a rock towards them, and a large creature barreled into the water. Many other witnesses have reported seeing a cigar-shaped serpent anywhere from 30 to 60 feet long. A family sailboat was attacked, and it made national news. There was even a replica of the monster made and displayed in the Cleveland Museum. She has been spotted by Canadians as well. And then I go on to talk about, going from Edgewater summers at the beach to Cedar Point. When you're up on a 400-foot roller coaster looking across Lake Erie, you're just envisioning Bessie, man, and all of them. 1800s, a bunch of sailors saw 2 creatures fighting. So, of course, there's a population of them. This is close to my heart, guys. So if you have any interest in, river creatures, Erie Swamps, Road Trip to Eden, man. It's biblical. It's so close to my heart. But the Pensacola Serpent is close to my mind right now, because every time I go out there on the water, I'm thinking it could be close. And the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what everybody envisions, these 90-foot creatures. But just, this is the Swamp Thing. This could be some kind of adaptation. Godzilla had babies under the subway too, guys. Remember that?
I used to read those. I was a big Swamp Thing fan. I'm a very rare group. I was a Swamp Thing fan. Yes.
Have you seen the new Swamp Thing TV show through DC?
I've started watching it, but I move around so much I can't fucking continue. But I'm just happy that they actually have a series of the Swamp Thing. It was kind of an obscure. You had to like it or you hated it.
It ends up being so awesome, but then it got canceled because of tax reasons, because Georgia or something. It's all BS. I hate paperwork.
I know a little bit about that because he got what was stupid about it was right when they putting it out, here comes the Swamp Thing. Also, the show got canceled. Before they even aired the show, they already told you it's been canceled. So it's like, let you watch it first, then cancel it. And they're saying because at the time, DC had its own streaming service versus HBO Max. HBO Max wasn't there yet. And they said when AT&T was buying out Warner Brothers, they own it. AT&T owns Time Warner now. So they're like, it's in the crossroads. We're going to cancel it, and maybe we'll bring it back once we take the DC, destroy the service, and bring it all into HBO Max. So apparently it was in the crossroad when it was transferring over to HBO Max. They're saying it could be a possibility, but the problem is this happened before the pandemic. And, now pandemics happen. A lot of these actors are gone. So to bring everybody back, it's going to be a difficult thing. And what he was saying, the show was good. It actually justified Swamp Thing the right way. They did it correctly.
Yeah, I watched like 2 episodes. I was impressed. I liked it. I'm going to tell you that the actress was hot, so it made it easy to watch.
They did the same thing when Disney Plus was coming out, and you had on Netflix, you had Daredevil. It was fucking awesome. They did The Punisher right. Jessica Jones. Then they're all canceled. I mean, Jessica Jones wasn't even out yet. Oh, this is the last season. And the sad thing is, none of these shows had a chance to end it properly. So it's like watching it being teased, giving a little tease at the end, and they weren't even allowed to make maybe a last movie to say, hey, we're going to end the series the right way. They were just fucking canceled. Yep. Swamp Thing, all canceled.
So rushed.
And it's like, that's why I'm afraid to watch a series on Netflix or another show, because you don't know if they're going to be canceled.
The last episode of Swamp Thing was so awesome too. They introduced like such an idea that was going to be so dynamic.
Swamp Thing was a great TV series. Yes, they did it correctly.
I like the old movies too. I watched them. Wes Craven, I think, directed one of them. If it's not Wes Craven, it's some other horror genius.
Yeah, me Bob watched as a kid. Let me look it up. I don't think. Maybe. Hold on. Let me see. IMDb.
And the skunk.
I'll look that up.
Is the current Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. I used to have the Swamp Thing in my intro in the past because I always liked the Swamp Thing here.
This is a painting by Sean Langley. He does incredible stuff. This one's signed by Thompson. I'm not sure his first name. Now I have one more Creature from the Black Lagoon one right here, and that's by Matthew Parmenter. That's incredible. And I'm actually going kayaking down at Wakulla next week where it was filmed. So we're going to be searching for the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
You are correct. Wes Craven directed it and wrote it.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. More power to him.
Credit for it. Okay, that's rare because usually he's just a producer now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool movie, 1982. Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
I got that movie type flow, that the West still Craven, horror type flow, like West, like Craven.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then even Alien vs. Predator, man, both these creatures resemble these creatures that we've been talking about,
Right? Don't they? Yeah, they do.
And they have cloaking abilities and do calls and they reproduce and then they could, insert themselves into humans. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Right in front of our face. James Cameron has been trying to smack us. He made a movie about Titanic, not about the iceberg, so we start thinking about it. Why did all the richest people in the world ride on Titanic and then it died?
Oh, that's a whole show. Exactly what you're saying. At Titanic. And then some of us, not everyone, but some of us have a memory, either incorrect or not, of it having 3 stacks. I remember Titanic having 3 stacks. Now it has 4 stacks, but other than that, there's a lot of controversy with the Titanic. I mean, a lot. Eric, let's do a show on it.
Yeah.
We'll bring you on. We'll bring you back on for that one.
This came out before. I mean, he's right. Premlin was right. Man Thing existed before Swamp Thing. I forgot all about that.
Fuck me. Man Thing? I've never heard of it. I've never
Spider-Man
heard
and the Man-Thing.
Little Marvel.
Oh shit! Holy shit!
Of course, that's Swamp Thing right there.
It's a kind of a Groot creature. That's cool.
You know, everybody gives Marvel all the credit in the world, which, you know, Marvel is doing great things now. But DC was putting out movies in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman, Swamp Thing. They were taking chances with movies, with comics before Marvel even hit. Now, don't get me wrong. Marvel has Spider-Man TV series. Spider-Man was a TV series. I think in the late 70s when the Spider-Man came out. But DC has been making movies and TV series since the 60s with Superman and 70s. Yeah. So, people give Marvel all the credit they want, but got to give DC the balls for putting this stuff out. I mean, come on. They put out Swamp Thing as a movie in the 80s.
Right.
That's
ahead of their time, man. Ahead of their time.
Yeah, I just love having the concept of talking about it because, you had a comic book, you were just kind of a chill dude. You just kept it to yourself. But now there's entire communities, movies, conversations, truth drops in the comics like a motherfucker. Yep. I'm like, holy shit. This is like, when it comes to comics, this is like heaven, man. I love it.
The Thing and the Man-Thing. Oh,
yeah. That kind of reminds me of the Mantis Man. This is a MetaZoo card. I don't know if you guys have heard about MetaZoo, but it's like the next Pokemon. And these cards are blowing up, dude.
Wow.
How did it first appeared in a Man-Thing comic?
Wow. That's pretty wild, too. But the Mantis Man, in the Ohio River, it's called the Green Clawed. Here, I'll put it back up so you can see it the full screen. This is the Mantis Man. And in Ohio River, they have the Green Clawed Beast that this father and son were fishing in the early morning, and they saw this mantis-like creature rise out of the fog. And I fished on the Ohio River hundreds of times. And one time I saw these two humps coming out. And it wasn't like long humps, like one long creature. Yeah. Two creatures going side by side. It was either two large catfish type creatures, or it was some kind of cryptid. And I always thought it was like the Mantis Man. So I've always had a link to that. And seeing the man thing reminds me of the Mantis Man a little bit more of like the swamp creature or the swamp thing and the creature like a goon.
Well, the Mantis Man is one of the #1 reports on UFO ships for abductees. They talk about seeing the grays. Yeah, typical. You might see a human-esque person in the background, half-breed, hybrids, whatever. But then there's the Mantis Man is the one who's in charge. Mm-hmm. They're like wearing purple robes. They report them as wearing robes. Like they're the ones calling the shots. Weird.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'll show a couple other cards real quick. This is the Mothman, and this has a medallion on it for me being part of the release. And this card is going for like $200 on eBay right now, like selling for, not going for, like people are buying it for that price. And then there's the Agropelter. This is a monkey type creature. There's other things like the Puckwudgie. I bought a theme deck. Here's the Puckwudgie, but here's the theme deck. This looks a little cooler. And this came with like 30 cards. It came with a map. That's why I mostly bought it, is this map with creatures all on it. And it has 110 different creatures all around Canada and North America. And I hope they expand. But, man, it's like a battle type game like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. And, me working at a card store. And I tried getting everybody on this cards game, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And And, of course, and I'll admit that I went through a roller coaster of emotions because I bought it just to be a part of the community and, just to support it, but also to report on it, too, because it's about breaking the fourth wall. That's their tag. They break the fourth wall with cryptids. So in a way, it's a different type of research, and it was like $36. And, that's dang near a day's work, nowadays. So part of me was like, oh man, should I have spent that a little wiser? But now, I look back and the prices are through the roof. I'm excited to be part of the first community. And, now I'm kind of sad I opened the one pack, but hey, what can you do? It's It's pretty cool. Yeah, and then the one guy, he's a big Pokemon collector, my buddy Brian. He's from New York. His dad was pulling people out at 9/11. He's got big conspiracies too about it. And he knows about the Philosopher's Stone and everything. But he's a huge Pokemon collector, and I was, he knows about the memorabilia, and I tried to give him the insight, but he told me, he's like, you gotta tell me right the next release, I'm gonna buy booster boxes. It's literally like an $86 booster box is going for $2,600 on eBay.
Nice, dude.
Like selling for, people are paying. And I'm mad I didn't buy it. I could have, invested that into like an Alaska cruise or, go and visit you overseas and go check out the Nesses with you this summer.
Yeah, hell yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to get down to Scotland. I can't fucking wait, man.
My mom's in the Smoky Mountains right now. I'm just hoping she's safe, but you're also in a very hot zone near Yosemite. Bigfoot, portals, giants, boulders that swallow people up, fairies, goblins, trolls. Dude, it's endless out there. There have been dog man attacks, missing 411 reports.
Oh yeah, David Paulides, yeah. I've seen tons of aerial phenomenon. I'm just like this wow, man.
That's awesome.
It's continuous so far. This is great over here. I love it. It's fucking great. I only got 2 more weeks to go, but god damn it. Oh, I'm having a great time.
I'm going outside right now. I'm going to show you guys a abandoned house or trailer that I investigate a lot. I'm going to try to stay close to my router so I don't lose internet. But right there, that trailer.
Cool.
I investigate it on like eclipse nights, Friday the 13th, just like light work, just some backyard research, but of course I do as much other as I can as well. Even just practicing disc golf, a bad shot will take you off the creek into the forest, so that's gargoyle territory.
Why not, man?
100%, man. I'm always thinking about the other side, the fourth kind. It's every day is research, man. Every day.
Absolutely.
Even right now, I'm representing because this is the final year of Chief Wahoo, guys. They're eliminating the Washington Redskins, the Cleveland Indians, and the tribe, man. They're trying to erase the history of North America. Soon, the next generations, one, they're not even going to be able to communicate with each other, but two, they're going to believe white men founded this country, and that did not happen. Honestly, the mound builders founded this country and this land, and then they taught the Native Americans, and they, I think, probably are partially of the Native Americans, of course. But
they have their own identity. Yeah, their own separate identity. Everybody here relevant. Everybody's relevant, whatever your identity is. I mean, it's important to know history. That's why I worked in museums my whole life, anthropology, archaeology. I like to save history before it's gone. It's being wiped away, man. Yep. Like how a lot of natives lost their own language, man. They just lost it. They insisted they speak English, and they've lost their own language. It's sad.
It is sad. Yeah, they don't even know themselves. Like people don't know themselves on a spiritual level, but they don't even know themselves. Like, we all don't know ourselves, our ancestors, where we truly came from. I wish we did. We would. It would transcend us, man. Yeah. That's why we really got to take our dreams more seriously. And like, I read this awesome thing about a family member that had Alzheimer's, and it's like, should I try to wake them back into reality? No, dive back into their reality and get information, about the dead. Like, you can really channel alternate things in this reality if you expand your mind. Like, geez, get a dream journal, take some cold showers. Don't eat for a couple of days, fast safely. Like, try different things. We need to. And even those breathing techniques that will make you hallucinate, if you hold in your breaths long enough and breathe certain ways or give self-pressure points. Like,
we have an important question in the chat. Why can't we see Bob? Is he having a bad beer day?
No, I'm underneath the tree. You can't really see too much here, so I'm just keeping it off. I just actually got out of the shower. I have a good beard. It's fine.
The politically correct academians are not tuned in to the inner knowing.
Correct.
100%.
Very good.
they're taught a certain way. You know, they go to liberal colleges, and they think their way is the only way. And clearly, things are going wrong right now. It's truly sad. We need to think more artistically and more like the ancient people. Like, come on, put on the face paint. See what happens. See who you become. Like,
oh hell yeah! So here's my face, guys.
What do you guys think of the memory is passed down genetically?
I believe that. I know that to be a fact. I know it's a fact. I know you reincarnate. So, yeah, your memory is passed down from previous lives. Now, being able to obtain it and get it back, that's a question. I've been pretty successful. Again, I don't promote narcotics. However, microdosing, in my opinion, is perfectly fine if you microdose. And then Bigfoot Anonymous talks about there's other ways of doing these things without substances. You could do it yourself with breathing techniques and things like that. So, yeah, you could bring those back. You could bring some of the memories back. Mine's been flooding, man, like fucking crazy.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Totally off subject.
Yeah.
There's a new show, a series that's on Netflix. It's called The One.
Show?
It's called The One. It might not be the greatest show, but the concept is pretty interesting where they do everybody's DNA.
Yes.
Right? It's just DNA talk. They do everybody's DNA.
Yeah.
And the object of the show is to find a genetically match for you.
Oh, the relationship.
So if you find a person, right? I guess it's like what do you call those sites where you do your DNA and all that? Where if you find a match, and if you go to this person who's technically genetically matched to you, you'll kind of automatically fall in love with that person because you're genetically matched. Now, I look at it two ways. I go, well, what if that person's a relative? Isn't that gross? Or do you guys believe in a theory that you are genetically matched with somebody out there?
I'm more of a tendency to kind of I hate to say it, but I'm a little more faith-based on something like that, and without religion, and don't include the word. However, I know there's a grand fucking architect kind of has it written out for you. It's already listed. You'll know when the time has come, because I've had many a female and I've failed every time. So I'm not gonna tell people you must be the one. No, I failed that one. Oh, this is the one. I failed that one. So it's out there for you. I'm not gonna believe those things. Perfectly set up, but your DNA is compatible. Really? Now, really? That person's gonna be a jerk or an asshole, or I'm a drunk, or whatever happens. It ain't gonna be 100%. They can't just match you. Now, visually, yeah, you can match someone and say, "Good God, you're hot." Next 2 days later, you're belted on your couch. Oh, they're disgusted by it. It ain't gonna always work out. Well, so I know what that is. I know the show you're talking about, but remember, Eric, there's a bad side to that. Remember, I haven't watched the show, but I heard there's a bad side. So they match you up, and then something bad happens, doesn't it?
Well, not necessarily like an evil comes with it. I think that might be season 2. But now, if you remember, I know this is stupid. In the Twilight series, because my wife watched it. In the Twilight series, a werewolf, I forgot what they call it, where they bond with you. And I remember in the Twilight, he bond with the baby, and I'm sitting there like, that's kind of gross. It's kind of like the kid's not even full grown.
It's an ancient concept. Now, it's out of date.
In a way, you can say that's a DNA genetically matched.
That's an ancient mystical concept, back from the days where that could be allowed, but no, not now. It's not normal. It's not. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's weird. Yeah, it's like, okay, that's an ancient concept.
I like this. Thanks to my father's DNA, I'm blessed in the art of beer.
Me too. Irishman.
Me too.
The art of beer polka fest. Well, in a lot of ways, I guess you could say, if you go to vampires, right? One of the things where if a vampire wants to get the truth out of you, they would bite you, suck your blood. You could say that's technically drinking that person's DNA to know their thoughts, to know their memories.
Yeah, all those ancient concepts, man. Eric, I hate to do it, dude, but I got to get out of here. I got to go right now. But I just want to say goodbye to everybody. I really enjoyed the show. Thank you, Bigfoot.
It's 46. I mean, we're close to the end anyway, so it's no big deal. So, yeah, we'll just end the show right now. Now, Bigfoot, we're going to have a show on Friday about the 10 biggest creatures that don't exist anymore. If you're free, you're more than welcome to come on.
I work Friday. What time is it?
1 p.m. Pacific time.
1, yeah, I'll be at work, but I'll definitely tune in and I'll definitely type anything I can. And maybe if you could send me the link while I'm at work, if I have some downtime, I could even tune in for a couple minutes, and I would be more than glad. I definitely want to appear on your horror talk show as soon as possible.
I do it every Tuesday and Thursdays.
Heck yeah! Like if I'm not hiking or adventuring tomorrow, I definitely would love to appear, just because I showed up to Paranormal Activity the first time in theaters, man, and there's a true fucking essence in cinema when you're surrounded by the sounds and dark lights. When you leave the movie theater, you leave reality, man. You can leave your worries behind, and that's a true treat in cinema. But you have to watch out with mind control and stuff. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. If I could hop into Paranormal Activity, I definitely will. But maybe like Jeepers Creepers or something, just because that's filmed right down here, and maybe even Creature from the Black Lagoon. I have a wealth of knowledge on movies. And if anybody else is interested in Bigfoot, check out Big Brother Bigfoot. It's on Amazon. And then if you like zombies, my buddy Stephen O'Pry just wrote this. It's incredible. It's called Zombie Earth. And I'm going to be next to him at a vendor in Infinity Con. So, guys, come check me out. Be safe in the woods. Keep your eyes to the sky. There's an eclipse coming, I think, this month. So, stock up the psychedelics and, start fasting and start your dream journal now. It's never too late, guys. Write a little bit. I wrote 3 books last year, and, I didn't overwork myself. So anybody is possible, man. Anything is possible under the dome and under heaven. And inside this earth, man, I'm really blessed. And watch out for Taboo. It's a cursed NES game. It predicted people's deaths, and with the Ouija board. So I'm gonna ask it if Nessie's real and what the heck is going on Earth, and maybe I'll get some answers.
So yeah, guys. So tomorrow, if you guys wanna, like I said, this is on my other channel. I only got 35 subscribers on that channel. So if you guys want like horror talk, just jump over there on Tuesday and Thursdays. I do shows on different horror movies, and then I'll do a review on a movie here and there. There's not really set time. It's just whenever. And we're going to be touching on all horror topics, because I tell people all the time that horror movies is more true of a documentary than most documentaries that are out there, because most horror movies are based around what's going on in the world, and they put it in a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they really do. And so when I break down a movie, we kind of break down not just like Hollywood critics, hey, the lighting was great. No, we try to break down what was the meaning of the movie to our real life. We look for clues. We look for symbolisms and all that.
Yep. Cartoons, man. Cartoons have. Oh, yeah. Let me show these pictures real quick.
Yeah.
These are a couple colored pictures from a book that I've taken. I took this in the Honey Island Swamp. It's a possible rougarou. A lot of people said it's a gator, but I think it has hair and wrinkles and does not look like a gator. But they said it was sunburnt. But it's very suspicious. Here's another one that I captured in the Florida swamp. This is like my favorite picture. Look at that. That's a Bigfoot. You can see the eye. You can see a jawline. You can see the head shape. Come on. It's right there. I captured that with a back camera, just like Scott Carpenter style.
Yeah.
This is the giant bone. If you Google my name and Bigfoot Hunter finds giant bone, there's been like 4 articles written in the past week about this. And the Discovery Channel is supposed to talk to me. It's pretty freaking wild. I'm supposed to be on it's like Expedition X or something. It's a spin-off of Josh Gates' show.
Yes. Yeah, because
Josh Gates has a show, and then it's a new spin-off. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. I'm really pumped. And here's another creature keeping his eye out. Look at that.
That's
If
awesome.
you know-
I watch his stuff on Discovery Plus.
Heck yeah, I'll keep you posted, man. One of the producers was supposed to call me this morning, but she actually messaged me during our show and said she's going to call me tonight. And I have to, talk to the dude that found the bone, because a couple of the articles, if people are familiar with my work, they know my voice, they know who I am. But I was with my buddy who's, about 10 years older than me and, from the South. He is talking in the video, and he actually found the bone, but, I found him. He's my buddy. But, everything has to go through him. So I don't want to agree to anything that is uncomfortable with him. So I'm going kayaking with him here soon down the Chipola River, the Sweetwater River. There's going to be giant gators and eel, and there's caves. So, pray for me that the Cobra Gator doesn't get me. And, the Pensacola Serpent could get all the way down to Panama in about an instant and then fly up the river. So I'm literally not too far away. When I check my pond at my mom's house, I always got to look out because, what belows the surface, we don't know. It's a whole nother reality. So be safe, guys.
And that's true. And there's his YouTube page right here, guys.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram too, Bigfoot Anonymous, and TikTok, Twitter, Bigfoot Anon, man. If you got Instagram or if you got Xbox Live, you like to play Warzone, I get dubs too. Let's get it.
And you better watch him now, because once he goes on that Discovery Channel, we're probably never gonna see him again. We'll be too little for him.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna keep it real with my Gypsy Road homies. This is my third time on the show, and I love it, man. I can't wait to come back for the foursome, and just like the Matrix 4 is coming, so we're coming just like Trinity and Neo and Morpheus, red pill or blue pill. It's already been made, man. The decision has been written in stone long ago.
So beyond that, guys, we're gonna end the show, and I'll see some of you tomorrow, and I'll see most of you this Friday. So, guys, have a good day, and it was all fun. See you guys later.
Peace, guys.